What is the state of our union? That is the conversation for today. A lot of people are covering this because obviously the State of the Union was last night. I did not put out an episode yesterday because it was going to be exactly during the time that we would normally have our episode come out, is the time when Trump was talking, and I figured he was much, much more important. So I'm going to give you my summary today. I wrote down a bunch of questions to ask about it as I was watching it, and I was shocked. I was actually quite shocked and interested. So let's go ahead and get into it. Welcome to The Ripple Effect. So for those of you that are tuning in, if you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I'm doing this kind of slapdash today because I have church tonight and I got to get stuff prepared for that too. But I wanted to put out something because there was a lot of really cool thoughts that hit me about this. And when I went into this Trump speech, we all knew it was going to be a super long speech. We all knew it was going to be bombastic because it's Trump. But I wrote down some things and I want to go into it. So the first one I had written down as an idea to look for was optics, because we've been playing this optic games with the left for a long time and we keep losing the optic game, unfortunately. Until good people like Holman step in, we've been losing the optic game. But I will say, Trump single-handedly won the optics game yesterday. I mean, it was not even close. There was no even comparison to how much the optics were against the left last night. And I don't know how I'm sure there are outlets out there that are saying negative things about Trump and going off on everything he did. But yet the optics were so good that even I started to enjoy it. And I do not like anything monarchical. I'm actually with Ben Shapiro on this one. I'm not a big person who likes these shows. In fact, when he first walked in and we're trying to watch it, my wife and I, and he's standing there and he's just standing there and it's like, I won't go to the mic yet because I'm getting a standing ovation. And he's just standing there and it's going on and on and on and on and on. I'm like, okay, enough. Just go to the stinking thing and start talking. Get it over with. So I didn't really like, the monarchical side of it. But even with the negative of that, he went in and he started to do the speech, the spiel, because he's got to explain his record. He's got to go through all that stuff, which was good, which was very good. Okay. Necessary. I don't like it. It's really politically for me, or politicky for me. I like to break down culture and politics, not necessarily just like the super politics side of it, which is, pumping yourself up. And I'm not really into it. But after that, literally everything broke loose because the left couldn't handle themselves. Now, the rumor is that Hakeem Jeffries had sent out a notice to everyone that basically, if you decide to show up, make sure that you don't make a scene because he will use the optics. And apparently no one was listening. So that was my first point, and I'll get into that exactly what it was. And then I had points driven home. Were his points driven home? And I can say 100% yes. He drove home the points over and over and over again. And there's several key things that he had mentioned, talking about how we love America, we should love America, and he's driving this thing home. And part of that, and I'll get down to it in a second, but part of that is all of the elements that he used to play there, just showing how wonderful our country is. And when he's going through the economy, guys, and I know this is kind of like the boring part until I get to the good Trump, bad Trump, but when he's going through the economy, there was something that popped up in my head, because a lot of people are saying, why do people not feel like the economy is doing so good if the economy is doing so good? And then here was what my thought was. I know why I don't feel the economy is doing so great. Right now I got a job, I'm working, it's wonderful. The economy seems to be doing really good, but I'm not super hopeful with it because I know that probably this year in the midterms, the lefties will take over and then there goes all of that. And then just wait, if the Republicans lose the presidential, then all of that will break loose. And every single gain that we've gained up to this point will be lost. That's why people are not as hopeful, because even the conservatives and the Republicans are not hopeful 100% because they're afraid of what would happen if the lefties do take over. All of the work that he's done can be taken away very quickly, just like he started taking away the work from Biden very, very quickly. This is the problem with executive orders. Now, with that side put aside, I had written down good Trump and then a question mark and then bad Trump question mark. And I assumed that there was going to be both. And I'm going to go through some of the good Trump because this stuff was good. The good Trump was very, very good. The good Trump, men's hockey team. Now, I know there's a lot of controversy around the men's hockey team, but I thought it was great that he had him there. The fact he showed it because it's the spirit of America. It's the spirit of America. And just having that guy walk in, he's like, got his teeth missing because he was he was hit with a hockey stick and kept going and won us the game, shows the American spirit. And that was phenomenal. I thought it was great. I thought it was a little weird giving the Medal of Freedom to the hockey defense guy. I mean, I don't know. They say that some of these were given in sports. I'm not 100%. Kind of weird, but cool. Whatever. It's his right to do, so whatever. The guy deserved it to some degree because he was phenomenal and amazing. And highlighting that was so good. Then there was towards kind of the end, there was the helicopter pilot who had been the pilot for the helicopter going in with the special forces to get the Venezuelan Maduro. He apparently was injured, shot, hurt very badly, and almost died. And in fact, he went above and beyond all of what he needed to do to get the mission complete and to walk away without a loss of a man. It was such a moving story, and then watching the young man, well, I guess young, I don't know, but he's probably my age or older, try to sit back down after he got his Congressional Medal of Honor was insane because he's still hurting so bad from the wounds from the event. And that was such a good moment of just rewarding military for bravery and for the manliness that we require of them in combat and the grit that we require of them. And he got the Congressional Medal of Honor for it. So very, very, very good. And then there were 2 World War II vets there. One was mentioned and praised, and then one who was turning 100, I guess, now or pretty soon. He's turning 100. He had done such heroic actions back in the day, but had never gotten recognition for it. And Trump took the time now to do it. And there's actually a famous picture of Melania putting the award on him, and just how pleased he was. This older man who had kept to himself for a long time just what he had done to defend and protect his country, and to see that award being given to him was quite moving. And it was such good optics, rewarding good actions from people, from grit, the same grit that gave us the hockey team that beat the Canadians. Now, bad Trump. Was there bad Trump? And there was a lot of bad Trump, but not how I intended it to be. This was bad Trump for the Democrats. He basically destroyed them. I mean, he was brutal. It's like not bad Trump, it's like brutal Trump. It was crazy brutal. And watching it was the optics. Again, I'm talking about optics because optics matters. Optics matters because the people do not understand. There's a lot of people out there that don't understand politics and they can see optics. But this optics out there should be run over and over and over and over again because of just how crazy it is. And I'm going to go through a few. So he talks about political violence. And what's funny is being reported right now by ABC and a few other sources is that Democrats stood up for this when he talked about political violence and how we need to stop political violence across the board. The problem they won't mention is that, yes, some Democrats did stand up for this and, clap saying we should put away violence. But the ones that are driving the Democratic Party, your Ilhan Omars, your Rashida Tlaibs, and all those kind of people, those people did not. Notoriously, they did not. And here's the problem with this whole idea. When the optics of that is, it proves to conservatives, and it should prove to you, that our politics matters, and it is a matter of life and death. We can pretend sometimes that it's not, but if they are okay with political violence, and the political violence that he was mentioning at the time was Charlie Kirk's assassination, and these people couldn't stand for how we shouldn't have political assassinations like that, it tells you what they feel about you and what they believe about you. And think about that when it comes to pushing good content like this out there, that it matters. And if we can't get the word out there, then more and more people will be influenced by these nutcases and want to have more violence against you. So they proved that. The optics were absolutely horrible. It was, again, brutal Trump on these people. Next was putting America's first. And he said, this is the craziest thing he did. And he said, if you believe that the job of government is to put the Americans first over illegal aliens, please stand. And the fact that not a single one of the Democrats stood up, who are then by definition saying, if I don't stand and say that Americans over illegal aliens, you're saying illegal aliens over Americans, or that even they should be held on par with Americans. That is so insane. This is like an 86, this is not even 80-20. It's 86-14. That Americans should be put first before illegal aliens. Not even a question. And you're going to stand there or sit there and decide that you're not going to join in and show the entire world that you do not care about American citizens. You want power. That's all you want. And if it's through breaking the rules, getting people to vote for you who are illegals, you'll do it because you don't care. That's how crazy that optics was. Horrible. I mean, I can't even believe how bad it was for the lefties. It was crazy. Then he said, getting rid of criminal aliens. And he brought up the story of, and again, now we have the story of Charlie Kirk, and his widow is right here, Erica Kirk, who's an amazing person, by the way, and Candace Owens should shut up. Okay, I can go into that. That'll be another video later. But then he went into how criminal and illegal aliens should be absolutely removed with prejudice. And he brings up the case of a 16-year-old girl who was stabbed something like 26 times and left in a tub in her home by an illegal alien. They couldn't stand for that either. They could not stand for defending the 16-year-old who was stabbed 26 times or more. I can't remember exactly, but it's like 26 times by a criminal illegal alien. What, we should leave that guy in our country too? You guys want him too? You want him to stay here? What does that say about you? You're so insane. And he says they're crazy. He actually points out and says, these guys are crazy. But, so there's that one. And then putting away criminals who are repeat offenders. And he shows the mom of that young lady who was killed in the subway by the guy who had been a repeat violent criminal, and who was left out to roam. And he said we should put them away. They couldn't stand for her either. They refused to stand for the mother who lost her child, a refugee, a Ukrainian refugee, to a crazed man on the subway in Charlotte. Because what? We want repeat offenders to totally just have the freedom of our country? Whose side are these people on? Whose side are these people on? Ask yourself. They couldn't stand for that either. The optics. And again, this is brutal Trump. And then there was the other one where it was like, don't give CDLs to illegal aliens. And then he shows the case. And again, it's been going over and over and over again. All these illegal aliens and people that running into people, killing people left and right, people who can't even read English, and just saying we should only allow CDL tests in English. I mean, he's not even saying regular driver's license, CDL driver's license, commercial driver's license in English, and only to citizens of the United States. And that was, or illegal people here. Crazy. They couldn't stand for that either. And here's this 5-year-old or 6-year-old, I think now, who had gotten hit by an 18-wheeler, crushed, almost completely killed. And she's trying to pull herself back together again, can barely move her arm around. And he's showing that this is what we don't want in our country. We already have our own problems. We don't need to import anymore. And here's this optics of this girl, and she's being held up because she can't stand by her father. And she gives her father a kiss on his cheek, and it just makes you want to cry in tears. And those idiots sat there. They refused to stand for even her, because how dare we say that we shouldn't have more 5-year-olds run over by 18-wheelers? I understand the political point was that we don't want to give out commercial driver's license to illegal aliens. But how is that even a point? Let alone a 5-year-old as an example. And you guys are so cold-hearted and so don't care that you do that. And that's not even where it ended. He went off on the Somali fraud that was happening, and Ilhan Omar couldn't help herself. She's just sitting there screaming at him like this, and all kinds of horrible stuff, showing just how insane and crazy they are. And this should be played over and over and over again going into the midterms. This is what we needed, guys. This is what we needed. If you didn't watch it, I encourage you to watch it. Maybe skip the first part, where he's being a little monarchical, but it was good. This is what we need. We need more of this. And their little antics that they did, which are going viral everywhere, I guarantee you'll see them, did them no good. Please get this message out there, because it is a matter of life and death. If we let them continue, then all of the things that he mentioned, if we don't push back, if we don't fight back by promoting channels like this, promoting good discourse, promoting education and learning and proper worldviews, then we will lose. And all the things that we fought against, like DEI and the transgender movements and all those other things, will just be lost as soon as the Democrats take power again. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help. And push the channel. We're still stuck. We're stuck at 129 subscribers. I can't get over 129 subscribers. I don't know why. But push it out there, please. Help us to grow and to get more people out there hearing the good news and understanding the perspective of the news that we need to just change the minds of people that are so deluded, that would sit there with all of those good things being proposited. Makes you think. Thank you so much for watching.